been strutting your stuff in the Western Mediterranean, conquering nations as you can, becoming an imperial power, declaring the value and the beauty of your democracy. But a generation ago, about 20 years, you got yourself caught up with the city you've always despised, the city to the south, Sparta. And this war has gone on for as long as anyone can remember. But it's over. And you've lost. Sparta last year conquered you, swept away your democracy, put 30 tyrants instead. That was last year, but you've just had a coup. And you're terrified. This must be the last moments of democracy on the planet. This might be it. If Sparta invades, it's over. And you're determined to do something in these last minutes. You see, throughout your trials and all your tribulations, there's been a man, there's always one, isn't there? Oh, he's bled for you, often. He's fought for you, but you've always felt he was carping on the side. And in this last moment of your freedom, you've put him on trial. But you don't want him. You don't want to kill him, although the sentence would be death. You want him to run away, to say he was wrong, to admit you were right. And you've put him on trial for his life. And this is that moment in the trial. It's the moment he's standing up. And he's going to answer the charges. And you've got to wait, and you've got to listen. Now, your part of this is, when he asks you, what is the sentence, you've got to shout, guilty! Let me try it. So what is your sentence of me? You shout,
guilty!
And later on, he says, what is your verdict? You shout, guilty. What is your sentence? You shout, death. So I'll get it right. What is the verdict? Guilty. What is the sentence? Death. Right. Are you ready then? The Trial of Socrates as performance stand-up philosophy. I hope you've all been enjoying the show. That last speech of my Lysias. Oh, it moved me. I had tears behind my eyes thinking about the bounder, the wretch he described. All I wanted to do was to kill him. That is, until I remembered the man he was describing was meant to be me. A beautiful speech. But isn't it a pity not a word of it was true? What this is about, I don't really know. What it's really about, it might go back to your father's time and my erstwhile friend, Aristophanes, who wrote that play about me. You know, the one where I appear farting, burping, ignoramus, able to prove a wrong argument right, and to steal a shirt at a pinch. How I laughed then, but I'm not laughing now, because I think you've mistaken that cheap, tawdry comedy for this tragedy of ours. Back in those old days, my friend Xenophon went to the Oracle at Delphi and asked, who is the wisest of men? In that questing way of his. And do you know what the Oracle said? It said the wisest of men is Socrates. And when I heard that, I thought, what idiots the immortal gods are. Because I have always felt myself to be stone stupid. So perhaps sacrilegiously, I decided to prove the gods wrong. I went then and asked the people who were meant to be the wisest, the politicians, the leaders. And do you know what I found? All of their opinions and most of their actions are based on ignorance, stupidity and egotism. There's no wisdom in leaders. So I went to the people I have always admired most in all the world. The poets. And I found from questioning them that poetry must be written from some kind of instinct that allows you to say beautiful, profound things without understanding them. And then I went to my father's people. I went to the craftsmen. And other than their art, they knew nothing.
It was great.
But by now I've begun to realize what the great gods might mean. I might be the wisest of men, because I alone realize I am stupid. Now, back in those days, my pupils no doubt made a nuisance of themselves, questioning the great and the good. And I apologized then, and I apologize now. But that is not why you have put me on trial for my life. No, let me look at the charge sheet. You say here I've been corrupting the youth of Athens. I think you might mean educating them. And not believing in gods. Let me take them one by one. First, Dionysius.
Yes?
Who is it, do you think, should educate the youth of Athens?
Well, the people and the laws, of course.
The people and the laws? Oh, what lucky little fellows the people of Athens are. To have all the benefactors and all the laws and all the traditions. They must do so well. Hang on a minute, though. Is this really how you educate somebody? I mean, do you educate horses by showing them a herd of horses? A potter to make pots by showing him pots? No, of course not. Who then do you trust to educate? The people of Athens who don't give a hoot? Or those who've made it their life's work to train people? Of course you trust the latter. And I also noticed in your charge sheet that you say I don't believe in gods. But I noticed when you attacked me, there was a confusion. You've said here I believe in my own gods, but you seem to think I don't believe in gods at all. Is that right?
None whatsoever.
No gods at all? Then what kind of idiot do you take me for? A man who does not believe in gods, but believes in divinity. That would be like a lawyer who did not believe in truth. I'll tell you what I really think this is about. In all our recent fights, I've held my counsel. I've bled for you, often saved your lives. But in the end, I've held back. Why? Because I don't care for power and wealth. Why? Because I think power and wealth are founded on ignorance and stupidity. And depend upon it, people of Athens, it is from ignorance and stupidity true evil follows. For do you not see? Knowledge is freedom, and freedom is virtue. And so it has always seemed to me. And so I tell you, the unexamined life is not worth the living. And so I've often thought of myself as some kind of trainer, put amongst you to train you, to make you think, to inspire you to be truly free. And what is my reward? You've put me on trial for my life. All right, so be it. Don't think I'm going to run away. Why? Because throughout my life I've been guided by a little voice in the back of my head. Call it my conscience if you like. And it tells me to stay. And to ask you to look into your own consciences and to think, what is think as you decide your treatment of me. So then, what is your verdict?
Guilty.
Guilty. All right, now, according to the customs of these lands, I need to suggest an alternative penalty to death. All right, I'll have it. Not more fitting my crimes. Why don't you make me eat institutional food? To reward me, if you like, to fatten me up. That'd be punishment. Oh, am I being flippant? All right, a fine. My wife has spent all my money, so I'll give you what I've got in my pocket. It's about 3p. Not enough? All right. What was that, Plato? You'll sell your father's farm? Plato will sell his father's farm. Will that buy my freedom? Is that enough? What is your sentence then?
Death.
Death. All right, but even now I will not cry. I'm not going to run away. Why? Because I think I believe more truly in things eternal than you. And my heart quickens with joy to think I will go amongst them once again. Remember to sacrifice a black cock to Ischylus in memory of my life. Thank you and good night.